Hey guys, Fire here, bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out Grand Prix Rockin' Racing. This game's currently available in the Xbox store for a price starting at $10. It's on sale at the time of recording this, so you can save a couple bucks. It's developed and published by Super Powered Up Games and is a top-down arcade racer. Quick overview: it features an arcade mode where you can just race the tracks, championship mode, which you do 10 races and try to do your best. It's time trial, pretty straightforward, set fast times, and then there's local multiplayer, and then there's the settings. Controls are fairly basic. I will say the game doesn't have a sort of tutorial, which kind of sucks, because I don't think most people are going to start a game and immediately go into settings here. I think they're going to try to start and maybe hope that there is a tutorial. Now, the game features 10 different tracks that are diverse around the different areas in the world. They're not too bad. The things that really kind of deter in the game is there's not a lot of customization unless you're kind of in those like Grand Prix modes and training modes. And when you get opportunities for those, the game doesn't really teach you how to do any of that stuff content-wise. So it's very lackluster and easy to forget. So let's talk about the controls a little bit. They're fairly basic. You use your triggers to kind of drive. There's boost, and you're really probably never going to touch any other control to play the game, as you're just going to be kind of going around the track and racing. I will say the game doesn't feature any, necessarily like crash stuff or anything. There's no damage to the cars. It's very much like you're just driving around Hot Wheels on a track and trying to go as fast as you can. When you're playing arcade mode, honestly, it feels very unbalanced, as you're just always going to be faster than every other car in the game. So there's no real challenge there for you. If you do want to get any type of a challenge in the game, you're going to end up finding that in championship mode, where the cars start off honestly way better than you. You have to kind of work at trying to increase your performance to be able to even try to have a chance, and that's probably the most rewarding mode in the game. A lot of the content in the game outside of that kind of lacklusterly falls into a wayside, and it becomes easily forgotten in terms of what you have within the game. The tracks are nice, but just because of how the controls are, it's very clunky at times in driving. Like when you try to do brakes, and just how loose and far around your car is on the track, it just becomes a very difficult sense to control versus something that should be a little more fluid, like when you hit brake and drift, and even gathering the turbo, which turbo shouldn't, I think, even be in the game, because it's not really an effective thing when you're really playing these. And I think most people who are going to look at this game are going to look for some type of top-down arcade realism to a degree, just because of the way the game looks, because it doesn't look cartoony by any means. It's like they tried to get a good authenticity in the tracks. Visually, the game looks really good. The tracks are, spot on, and the gameplay is really for fun. But then you get these like crazy, weird arcade interactions, like when you crash and damage doesn't happen to your car. Like, I feel like just little touches like that could really put this game over the top. But because you're kind of only really having one mode that shines and stands out, being that championship mode, arcade mode and all the other modes kind of fall to the wayside. And even in terms of how the game caters to that, the achievements are geared toward just playing the regular tracks and then doing time attack. And only one achievement kind of favors you toward that championship mode. And I definitely feel like they should have catered more around that mode than the existing modes that they've already did for achievements, to be able to kind of encourage you to play probably the most fun mode within the game. You don't really unlock, there's nothing really to get rewarded for anything, and after every race the game just for some reasons decides to show you the full game credits. I don't quite understand why that's the case, but it is what they decided to do. Overall, I think it's an okay arcade racing game. I think it has its flaws and could use with maybe some kind of quality of life improvements, and just maybe redirect the content for focus from arcade mode to more of that championship mode, and I think it'd be a much better experience and a lot more worth your money. Outside of that, guys, let me know what you think of my review for the game down below in the comments. As always, I love hearing what you guys have to say, and if you're new here, consider subscribing to my channel. I appreciate the support as always. Outside of that, I hope to see you again soon.